Yes. On. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Well, we had a lot of fun last night doing our spiel.
Oh, yeah.
This was Purim. Today was Purim. And last night we did our online, socially distanced, COVID edition of our annual Purim spiel. You were of an excellent King Achashverosh.
Thank you.
And I hear there's an Emmy might be in the works for my portrayal of that horrible villain, Haman. Boo! You want to hear something funny? You remember we had cigars in our spiel. We had cigars, right?
Oh yeah.
So I smoke about 1, maybe 2 cigars a year. I don't even like them, but it's something to do. It's a little bad boy thing I can do. So I got home. I took my costume off. And I told Marilyn, I don't want to waste the cigar. So she said, well, you can't smoke it in the house. You got to go. So I said, okay, I'll walk around my development. I'm in a new development. I'm walking around. I'm puffing on the cigar. And I'm seeing neighbors, new neighbors. They don't know me well. And they're smiling at me. And they're going, hey, how you doing? And they're kind of chuckling. I'm going, well, I don't know. And I'm smoking my cigar, and it gets to the end, and I put it out. And then I go in. I go to brush my teeth. I had painted a Snidely Whiplash mustache for the guy for the spiel. I forgot to wash it off, and there I am walking around my neighborhood, smoking a cigar with this drawn-on mustache. They going, is our new neighbor? I heard he's a rabbi. I don't know. He might be a little. Maybe they knew it was a lot of Jewish people, but it was. They were smiling, and there you go. Well, we have we had a lot of fun, and you know what we're going to do tonight. I don't have a serious sermon I want to give. I thought we would talk a little bit about Jewish humor. And you do some great Rodney Dangerfield stuff.
Okay.
I have a few stories, a few jokes that I'd like to tell about how we use humor to put down, to make fun of our adversaries, how we've done it throughout history. So, we'll have some fun with this after the tefillah. I taught a nigun last week, and I'd like us to kind of get used to doing it. Put it in the repertoire. Rachmana liba ba'eh, which means the merciful one. God desires the heart. Rachmana liba ba'eh, Rachmana liba ba'eh, Rachmana liba ba'eh, Rachmana liba ba'eh. Try it at home. Everyone sing. Rachmana liba ba'eh, Rachmana liba ba'eh, Rachmana liba ba'eh, Rachmana liba ba'eh.
That was nice.
That's a nice one, isn't it? It's very soulful. And what does God want from us? Mostly God just wants our hearts. Just wants us to be sincere and to be loving. So give us another nigun, would you?
Let's do Shlomo Carlebach. Lai, 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 lai.
Oh, that's a good one. I'll use my brushes for them.
Yes. This is a great one. La 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 la
And now we turn to page 120 and we bless the Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. We continue with the Kiddush on page 123.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam B'horei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon Inchilanu zikaron lemahaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techilah lemikrahei kodesh zecher tziyat Mitzrayim ki banu v'charta v'otanu Kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodecha bi'ahava u'beratzon hinchanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Amen. L'chaim. We continue on page 128 in the Mishkan Tefillah, if you happen to have one at home. What? Hine Matov.
Yeah, Rich, let's do that. Hine. Let's do that one. Hine. Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yakad. Hine. Matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yakad. Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yakad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yakad. Hine ma tov 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 umanayim shevet achim gam yakad. Okay, let's go to page 130. Lechuna ranana. Lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana Adonai. Lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana, lechuna ranana Adonai. Nariya, litzor yishenu, nikad mafanav betoda. Nariya, litzor yishenu, bismirot nariya lo. Lekuneranena, lekuneranena, lekuneranena Adonai. Lekuneranena, lekuneranena, lekuneranena Adonai. We have a lot of people watching. Phyllis and Sheila are watching, and they're wishing us Shabbat Shalom. Sherry LePage and Sharon Tannenhouse and Marlene Pinsker. And Marilyn, my wife, is watching.
Very nice.
Very nice, yes. And, I've lost. Here we go. We got Shai and Mark and Judy Lebensberger. Judy and Carrie support our streaming service and make it possible for us to reach a lot of people. Thank you. And let's see. Linda Solomon is watching. Loved the parade today with the students. So we had a Purim parade with the students today. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so let's continue. Let's do our old traditional Lechado Day. Lechado Day. Remember that one, Rich? Yeah, this is an oldie but goodie. Lechado Day likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lechado Day likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmiyanu el hamiuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shemu tiferet v'litila. Lechado Day likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Lechado Day likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabla. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelchav. Ki mekor habracha merosh mikedem nesukam. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila. Lechado Day likrat kala Pnei Shabbat nekabla.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekava. Hitoreri, hitoreri, Kiva ore, uri, ori, uri, uri, shildaberi, Kavod Adonai alayik nigla, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabla, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabla. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, Gam besimcha uvetzolav, Tok emunei asegula, Boi chala, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabla, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabla. Page 142, we'll sing a song that we sing every week. I love to sing this melody. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malakei Hasharet, Malakei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malakei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bakem L'Shalom, Malakei Hashalom, Malakei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malakei Amlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barkuni L'Shalom, Malakei Hashalom, Malakei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malakei Amlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem L'Shalom, Malakei Hashalom, Malakei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malakei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seidchem L'Shalom, Malakei Hashalom, Malakei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malakei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
You know, Cantor, in the Mishkan Tefillah, we have some interesting notes at the bottom of the page. There's an interesting note about the song we just sang, Shalom Aleichem. It's a 17th century Shabbat table song, and probably composed under the influence of Lurianic Kabbalah. And it alludes to a tractate in the Talmud, Shabbat 119b, which states that two angels accompany each person home from the synagogue as Shabbat begins.
That's great.
Isn't that beautiful?
And you know what? A few weeks ago I said something, but I don't know, maybe some of you missed it. That melody that I sing, that I just love that melody. It's sung around the world. It was written in 1918 by a rabbi who was also a cantor, very highly musically trained. And he was a cantor and a rabbi in Brooklyn for 50 years. He wrote this melody one day. He said it came to him.
The melody we just sang?
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was sitting on the steps of Columbia University, and the melody just came to him.
Wow.
And it came to him, and within a few months, it spread around the world. And I was thinking about that. Back in those days, how did it spread around the world? Nobody made a recording. People heard it. They sang it from one synagogue to another.
Yeah.
And people sing it today, and they think it's like one of those melodies that's been with us forever.
It's only a little over 100 years old.
Yeah. And it was Rabbi Israel Goldfarb.
Wow.
Who wrote that.
The song is very old. It goes back to the 1600s.
Yeah, but he wrote the melody that everybody sings.
Isn't that amazing? And it connects us with Jews all over the world, and you will hear that.
Everybody knows that melody.
In Reformed, Conservative, Orthodox,
Yeah.
Reconstructionist synagogues, you'll hear that tune everywhere. But it alludes to those angels following us home from the synagogue.
Yeah.
Okay, we continue with the Chatzi Kaddish.
Okay. Yitkadav, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Yamadi Barak, Ruteviam Lik Malkute.
Echayechol, Uvyomechol, Uvayechol Beit Yisrael. Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Karivimeru. Amen. Yesh Meirabba Mevora, Leolam Ulam Me'almaya. Yitbarak, Yishtabak, Yitbahar, Yitromam, Yitnasei, Yitadar, Yitalev, Yitalal, Shemei Kurishah, Le'elam min kol berchata, V'shirata, Klush bechata v'nechemata, Damihiran biyama v'imru. Amen. We rise for the Baruch Hu. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Lie, 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 lie. 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 In the morning we bless the light that is dawning. We bless God for another day in which we can be involved in creative work and making the world a better place. And we see all sorts of possibilities for doing things. But at night, we thank God for the evening. We thank God as the sun sets, which gives us a time to rest, to reflect, to be with loved ones. And so in the evening we say, Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, who brings on the evening. And we remember our special relationship with God.
we remember that we are blessed to be among the people of Israel who received the Torah 3,200 years ago. And we say, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. The Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, and with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai, your God. We continue with Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, Norah tehilot osei pele, Norah tehilot osei pele. Malchutecha ra'u alecha, Okeya yam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Elianu ve'amru, Elianu ve'amru, Adonai Imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai Imloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, Norah tehilot osei pele, Norah tehilot osei pele.
Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadow of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית העולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם.
leolam.
Oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
בששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית העולם.
We rise for the tefillah. You can rise too at home if you like. Page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ahel HaGadol HaGimor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chazdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mei Gula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo
B'Ahava
Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah Atah Gibor L'Olam Adonai Mechayei Meitim Atah Rav L'Hoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Marin HaGashem Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed Mechayei Meitim Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishanei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umido Melech Melech Meimit Umechayem
Umatzmiach Yeshua
Ne'emanat Halakayot Metim Baruch atah Adonai Mechayem HaMetim
Ata Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh HaKadoshim B'chol Yom Yahalalu Chatzela. Blessed are you, our holy God. Those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. And we say,
Amen.
Amen. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. We continue on page 175. Retzeh Adonai Eloheinu b'amcha Yisrael ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence. Baruch atah Adonai, sha'otcha levatcha b'yara, excuse me, na'avod. We continue on 177. O God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lacha ne'eh lehodot. We continue with Shalom Rav on page 178.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Ki atahu melech adon lecho ha-shalom. Ki atahu melech adon lecho ha-shalom. Shalom rav ha-Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom rav ha-Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levaret et amcha Yisrael b'kol heit u'b'kol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael amcha tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam.
For the next moment or two, let us rejoice in being safe and being in the sanctuary we call Shabbat. Let us rejoice that, yes, in the past we've faced many adversaries, but we have overcome all adversaries, and we Jewish people keep going. And one of the things that has helped us is our sense of humor. But just for the next moment or two, take a couple of deep Shabbos breaths and feel that extra portion of soul that comes into the heart of every Jew who observes Shabbat. Take a deep breath and release it.
Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, Yalko Yisrael. 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 Ve'imru, amen.
You know, we Jews have survived for as long as we have for a number of reasons. We've kept our values, we've kept our sense of community, and we've also survived. One of the secrets of our survival is our sense of humor. We Jews make fun of everything. We laugh at everything, especially our adversaries. That's what Purim is about, you know? We make fun of Haman every year. We find some gag or another. You know what I was thinking, Manny? I thought of it just a little too late. I thought, what is the Haman this year? What is the adversary this year? It's the COVID-19, right? You can go, and I thought about this just a day too late. You can go, I went on Amazon, and you can get a COVID headdress. Your face sticks out, and you got all of the, and I thought that would have been the Haman this year. We got to laugh at it. We got to beat it. We don't let it bring us down. And, you know, it's our sense of humor. We Jews, we make fun of it. You know, you have a lot of good humor. You have a lot of, you know, I love your Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay.
Can you do a couple of those?
Oh, yeah. But I before I do that, I want to start with just a quick Jewish joke.
Okay, good.
All right?
A good Jewish joke.
Two older Jewish ladies went up to the Catskills.
Yes.
Right? They're sitting there in the dining room. One lady says to the other, you know, the food in this place is horrible. And the other lady says, yeah, and the portions are so small.
Boom, boom. Can I get a...
Yeah. What can I tell you? All right, so Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
He wasn't known as a Jewish comic, but he was very Jewish.
Yes.
And his name was Jacob Cohen.
Yeah.
And everything about him was kind of like, what would you call it, a schlemazel?
Yeah, schlemazel. Yeah,
no luck, right?
No luck at all.
Shalom mazal.
Shalom mazal.
You ain't got any luck, all right?
Yeah.
Rodney used to say a lot of things about his family. He'd say, I'll tell you, my problem is I come from a crazy family. Even my mother didn't like me. She breastfed me through a straw.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Ba-dum.
I'll tell you, my mother got morning sickness after I was born. I'll tell you, even my father didn't like me. I used to say, Pop, I'm going to go ice skating on the lake. He said, wait till it gets warmer. I'd say, Pop, I want to go on the Ferris wheel. He says, only if you stand up. I'll tell you, it's not easy. The only one who liked me was my uncle. His last wish was for me to sit in his lap. He was in the electric chair. I'll tell you, it's not easy. I had a rough time.
Yeah.
Come from a stupid family, too.
Yeah, really.
You know, a stupid family.
Really stupid. Huh?
My father worked in a bank. He got arrested for stealing pens. I'll tell you, my grandfather, my great-grandfather fought in the Civil War.
No kidding.
He fought for the West. I know so many Rodney jokes.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I heard you went to the doctor the other day.
Oh, I'll tell you.
Yeah, what happened?
I went to the doctor.
How did it work out?
Told him I want a vasectomy. He said, with a face like yours, you don't need one.
Yeah. I know you've had some... I know you've been kind of depressed, and you went to the psychiatrist.
Well, yeah. I called the suicide hotline. They put me on hold.
No kidding.
Oh, my goodness.
I went to my psychiatrist. I said, I'm feeling suicidal. He said, from now on, you pay in advance.
Okay.
I went to the dentist. I said, doctor, help me. My teeth are turning yellow. He said, wear a brown necktie. I'll tell you, it's not easy being me. You know?
I know it's not easy.
Not easy being me.
Yeah. So, humor. I mean, there's no coincidence that, American humor is based on Jewish humor. Come on, let's face it.
Well, these days it is.
It is.
I don't know about what happened in the 1800s.
But, certainly in America. I mean, I don't understand how, people out in Iowa find Seinfeld funny. Seinfeld, those word gags, they're very Jewish, very New York, and yet people in Iowa think they're funny,
So were the Three Stooges.
Yeah, exactly. But, on Purim, we make fun of our adversaries, we find way, and there are so many Jewish jokes about, our enemies. Here's one. Okay. Two Jews are planning the assassination of Hitler. They managed to get a machine gun and a bazooka and grenades. They know that Hitler goes to a certain restaurant every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So they arrive. They're hiding in bushes outside the restaurant. 6 o'clock on Tuesday. And they start schmoozing. 6 o'clock comes. And no Hitler. So they start schmoozing. And one of the Jews says, I have my machine gun here. I am going to fill him full of lead. He'll be like a sieve. That's what I'm going to do to him. The other guy says, if I can get him and kill his goons as well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut up his body and take it to the river and feed it to the fish. That's what I'm going to do. And they went on like this. 7 o'clock comes. No Hitler. 8 o'clock comes, and they're talking about what they're going to do to Hitler when they finally. 9 o'clock comes, and then I guess he's not coming. And one Jew turns to the other and said, "I hope nothing bad happened to him."
Oh my God!
I hope nothing bad happened. Maybe it was so. A Jew is walking down the street in Berlin. It's 1934.
Wow.
Bumps into a black shirt Nazi, and the Nazi says, "Fine," like this. And the Jew points to himself and goes, "Epstein."
Oh, man.
I lived in, my first pulpit was in Milwaukee. And somebody told me this joke, but they said there was some truth in it. And they claimed that a rabbi in Milwaukee was involved in this joke. And I'm not so sure, but maybe it was true. Milwaukee, had a lot of Nazis in it, and it was a lot of Germans there in the 1930s. So the Jews lived on the north side of Milwaukee, and a lot of the Germans, the Hindenburg Club, all the Nazi signs were on the south side. There was one parish that had a lot of Nazi sympathizers. So the story goes that the rabbi from the north side was driving down a street, and he has an accident with a priest, and the priest was from that particular parish. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of lovely Catholic people, and German and Polish people, but this parish was known to be, not very good. So the rabbi gets out and he goes, he sees the guy is a priest. He goes, "Father, are you okay?" And the father said, "Yes." And the rabbi said, "Well, I'm Rabbi so-and-so." He said, "You look at this, 2 men of the cloth. 2 men of the cloth. We're in an accident. And both of us are okay. I got a bottle of Manischewitz back in the car. How about we drink to our good luck and God watching over us?" So the rabbi brings out 2 cups, and he pours some Manischewitz into the priest's cup. And the rabbi says, "Let's drink." The priest drinks. The rabbi fills his cup again. He says, "Come on, let's drink again." priest drinks. The rabbi fills the priest's cup up for a third time. And then he realizes the rabbi hasn't touched a drop. And he said, Rabbi, aren't you going to drink too? And the rabbi says, no, I'm just going to stand here and wait for the police.
Oh, man.
We make fun. We got to make, we always find a way, to, even in the darkest times, Shlomo and Herschel are being marched to a firing squad in Russia. Now, I don't know, they done something to get the Tsar angry, right? So what does Shlomo do? He turns around, he drops his drawers, and he moons the firing squad. And what does Herschel say? He says, Shlomo, don't cause any trouble.
Well,
So-
I have a true life one.
You have a
I don't know if I ever, maybe I told you this one years ago.
Okay.
I mean, the things that happen in a temple are funny.
Yeah.
I had a boy come into my office, I don't know, 8 years ago, something
Yeah.
like that. And, he was a boy that hadn't been to Hebrew school, but he was thinking of maybe becoming a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And I think his friends were having bar mitzvahs and he was feeling left out. So he came in with his parents on a Sunday morning. They met me, and I walked in, and I just figured I'd better impress upon this young man that this is a serious undertaking.
Yeah.
For the next year, you're really going to have to work. You don't just get a party.
That's
you
right.
know? And he was a big boy. He looked like he was a football player. He reminded me of Eddie Haskell.
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah,
he wasn't too happy being there.
Wisecracker.
Yeah, and so I told him, I said, look, I walked in there and I said, this is a very serious undertaking to come on bar mitzvah. You have to study for a year, and this is a rite of passage for Jewish boys, and it means you're old enough to follow the commandments. And I said, so you're going to have to study every night. And I said, and you'll have to learn Hebrew. I said, do you know Hebrew by any chance? He says, no, I'm going to do it in English. Right away, he told me he's going to do it in English. And I said, well, no, we can't do that. We have to read from the Torah. And I explained what the Torah was. I said, we do that in Hebrew. It was given in Hebrew. That's the holy language, so you're going to have to learn Hebrew. I'll teach you Hebrew. And, then I told him, and you're going to have to spend at least a half hour a night studying.
Yeah.
He says, I'll do 15 minutes. That's what he told me. He said, I'll do 15 minutes. Then I told him, I said, look, this is going to take a year. We want you to chant 21 verses from the Torah on the day of your bar mitzvah. This kid says to me, I'm half Jewish, I'll do 10. I can't make that up.
That's funny, though. That's funny.
I'll
He's
tell you
handling.
what,
He's handling.
when I do my shows on the condo and I tell them I'm a cantor, that gets a laugh.
Well, it's kind of like...
There's a thin line.
Yeah.
It was sad, but funny.
But it was funny. It was Jewish wit. The boy had some Jewish... it's the old...
But he was bargaining with me the whole time.
handling. You call it handling. The story about Groucho Marx. He's trying to join the country club.
Yeah.
And they won't let him in because he's Jewish. And he says... it's a swimming club, He says, well, what about my daughter? She's half Jewish. Can she go up to her waist? You remember?
There was a line like that when Barry Goldwater ran for president. Barry Goldwater was descended from Jews.
Yeah.
And he went to a golf club in Arizona, and they said, we're sorry, Senator Goldwater, this is a restricted club. He said, well, I'm half Jewish. Can I play the front nine?
It's pretty good. I didn't know he had. I didn't.
Yes.
I didn't know that about.
Yeah.
Two Jews are sitting on a subway. It's in the 1930s, and it's in New York, right? And they're both reading newspapers. So one of the Jews is reading the Forwards, that very famous Yiddish paper. And he looks over and he sees this other Jew reading Der Stürmer, which is a filthy, horrible, anti-Semitic, rag. So the Jew reading the forward said, "What's wrong with you? How can the Jew read Der Stürmer?" And the guy said, "Well, listen, I tell you, I I read the Jewish press. We Jews are impoverished. There's anti-Semites on the right, anti-Semites on the left. We're on the verge of extinction. I read the anti-Semitic press. Hey, we control the banks. We control Hollywood. Hey, we're rich. I feel much better, quite frankly, reading the anti-Semitic press.
You know, my teacher, Kander Schulhoff, used to have the Jewish press. I go into his office, and he'd say, well, I'm reading the Jewish press.
There you go.
So it was like everything was terrible. This is going to happen.
But, you know, you read the anti-Semitic press. Hey, you know, we're having those meetings on Tuesday to rule the world, you know?
You know what?
We control the weather. You know, we control the stock market. We should be so lucky, is what I say.
But you know what? I think this has a very timely message. I mean, all this stuff we're going through for the last year, this COVID and everything.
Yeah.
We got to keep our spirits light. We got to laugh at it.
Absolutely.
We got to know we're going to come out of it.
Yes. So,
right?
Okay, listen. You got to help me here with a Bill Clinton accent. Okay, here we go.
They're calling on my impersonations tonight.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Where is this one? Where is it? Okay. Oh, here's this one is not about our adversaries, but it's funny. How many Jewish mothers does it take to change a light bulb? It's all right. I'll just sit here in the dark. Okay. Okay.
What was that? How many good what?
How many?
What was that? I didn't.
How many Jewish mothers does it take to change a light bulb?
Yeah.
Where is this? The family. Well. Okay. The punchline is, I don't read Hebrew, but it's got to be okay. So. Saddam Hussein is talking. It's got a conversation in the 1990s with Bill Clinton, and Saddam says, "I'll be Saddam. You got to be."
Yeah.
And Saddam says, "President Clinton, I had a dream. I had a dream that there would be a banner in Washington, and it would say, Allah is God. Allah Akbar. Allah is great." And President Clinton said he had a dream too about
I had a dream too.
Where you had a dream about a banner in Baghdad? What did it say, Mr. President?
Sorry, I don't read Hebrew.
You know, Annie Hall. You remember Annie Hall? Woody Allen had this character. You know, the character was always he's so neurotic, and he's walking down some street on the Upper East Side, and he says, you know, there are anti-Semites everywhere you look. They're out to get us. I'm telling you, they're everywhere. They're and his friend says, you know, they have a name for people like you. And the Woody Allen character says, yeah, realistic. You got to laugh. You always got to find things to laugh about. It's the secret of
our friend Barry Kaplowitz.
Yeah, I talked to Barry.
Did he ever tell you when he was in college, one of his chores in college, the student union or something, and in his college, he would pick up the entertainers sometimes.
Oh.
And he had to meet Henny Youngman at the train station.
Oh, that must have been fun.
And he said they had to get him kosher meal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
And he said he had to get him kosher meal and take my wife, please. You know, the whole... And I just came on a pleasure trip. I took my mother-in-law to the airport. You know? Well, you got to be able to laugh at yourself.
You got to be able to laugh. Well, we have some birthdays. Yes.
Happy birthday.
George Adler. Deborah Cash Feldman. Perry Blank. Sari Schulman. I spent time with her today. On Monday, she will be 104, our oldest congregant.
I got to call her.
You got to call her.
She is amazing.
Marilyn and I spent some time with her today. Kim Scheckman. Marlene Cashton. David Capello. Alan Seidman. And yes, I did send you a card, Alan. Ruth Helprin. Stephanie Capello. Alexis Roshkis. And Tyler Gottlieb. Judge Gottlieb's.
You know what? It was one of the Gottlieb boys. I don't remember which one. I taught both of them the bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
And he would come in every week, and I'd give the kid a verse. Every week, each kid gets a verse, and come on in. We'll work on your verse. We'll try to get a verse a week. And he came in, and these are bright boys, both of them, and it just wasn't happening. He wasn't getting it. And I said to him, Tyler, are you listening to these verses?
Yeah.
And he said, well, yeah, I put my headphones on when I go to sleep. I listen to it when I go to sleep. I said, Tyler, you have to be awake.
Yeah.
That's what I told him.
And we also have some, keep playing the birthday music. Jacob Stern, Jakey.
Oh, Jake.
And Emma Hoffbauer and Rosalind Hoover, whose bat mitzvah is...
I saw Roz tonight.
Oh, she's cool. So may God bless you. May God watch over you. May God keep you always. And bless God who conceived you in heaven. Bless your parents who brought you into the world. And bless the day that you were born. And now, we only have one anniversary that I know about. Florence and Ed Galban.
Wait a second. That's amazing. I got to tell you why.
Why?
I haven't done live shows in a year. I do the shows outside in the big theaters and the condos. And the agent called me up and said, could I please do him a favor? Could I sing up at the Jewish, they have a whole place up in Palm Beach County, Jewish Federation?
Yeah.
You know that place, Rich Traditions and all that. I don't know what they have a whole campus up there. Mm-hmm. They said, could I please go up there yesterday and do something for Purim for them in the morning and just sing? And they're all outside.
Yeah.
So I did. I haven't done it in a year. I met them yesterday.
Oh, isn't it?
They were there. They came up to me. They said, we are still members of Temple Bethel.
Oh, wonderful.
And they live up in West Palm Beach. And we said, we love that temple. And we will always support that temple. Please say hi to Rabbi Tufts.
Oh,
so
Florence and Ed. I hope you're watching. This is for you. Listen, cuddle up with each other. Listen.
That's amazing.
Lara theme from Dr. Zhivago.
Beautiful, Rich.
Ed and Florence, every time you look into each other's eyes, I hope you see that spark of God in each other. And remember why you fell in love. Remember. And may God bless you. May you have many, many more years of true love and companionship.
And you know what, too? I saw them yesterday. It was amazing. And I'm singing today about when we say the Mishaberach, our friend Armin, who moved to Delray Beach. And he maintained his membership here.
Yes.
And we have to say a Mishaberach for him. So we'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, a Mishaberach, Lois Kaplowitz.
Yep.
And Millicent Singer.
Yep.
Karen Morris. Mike Wolfson. You have others?
Yep, people call me up all week. I have other people. Our friend Armin Lovenworth. We pray for Armin, great guy. And his son Andy, believe it or not, has a health scare. I got a friend of mine I've been friends with since I was 14 years old. How many friends do you get like that?
Not too many.
Yeah, and he's always been a great guy. Mike Gukas, my friend Mike Gukas, Dr. Mike Gukas. So, and his mom, she needs prayers too, Dorothea Gukas. Okay, Eileen Goldberg, Judy Appersdorf, and my sister-in-law, Leah Besserman. She has the COVID virus, but I think she'll be all right. Let's envision good health for all these people. Misheberak avotenu mekor habracham leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberak imotenu mekor habracham lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We rise for the Elenu, page 586.
Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה יוצא בראשית, שלא עצרנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתקבים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
This Shabbat we observe the yortzites of Marshall Aaron, Kurt Abramzik, Emmanuel Ansel, Marion Augenlicht, Jette Baum, Edward Bean, Louis Bernstein, Lois Brody, Louis Chechik, Annie Chorney, Sheila Crystal, Esther Dolch, Belle Ecker, Lorraine Glucksman, Maxwell Goodless, Frida Goodman, Louis Grease, Marion Grossman, Nathan Gross, Sanford Hafner, Harry Eichenson, Murray Inker, Lottie Isaacs, Daniel Kaflowitz, Jerry Kessel, Toby Koo, Sarah Lapidus, Adele Levine, Jerome Longsheen, Irving Mandelbaum, Benjamin May, Martin Meyer, Barbara Most, Miriam Nagelbush, Dorothy Nass, Wolf Nitzberg, Lisa Nitzberg, Harry Oringer, Elba O'Donnell, Norman Pohl, David Posnack, Edith Racklin, Barry Rosenstock, David Selton, Jay Sternberger, Rebecca Strauss, Herbert Wertheimer, Bill Walensky, and Tilly Yates. And as always, we remember the 6 million, and we are still in the Shloshim period for Daniel, FBI agent Daniel Elfin, and FBI agent Lauren Schwarzenberger and Nellie Kurtzer. and I was at the Publix in Hallandale late this afternoon, and there is one guy who checks me out for the last 23 years, 24 years, David, just such a pleasant guy. He said, Rabbi, he said, my dad just died a couple of weeks ago. His name was Bertram Dines. And now he wasn't sure. He says, I'm going to try and get home. And, would you mind reading his name?
Wow.
So, David, we remember your dad.
Rabbi, you know what? I want to tell you something else, too. I'm teaching bat mitzvah girls coming up in 2 weeks. Her dad was an FBI agent.
Really?
Our friend Scott, and
yes,
he was here today.
Scott Hahn.
And he asked me, were we saying the names of the agents? And I showed him the sheet, that they were saying it for 30 days. And he took a picture of it. He's going to show his fellow agents down in the Miami
isn't
office
that great?
that we remember them and we won't
I'm
forget.
so glad.
Yeah.
I am so glad.
Yeah.
The Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'yalma devarach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayichon v'yomechon uv'chayedecho Beit Yisrael Bagalav Yizman Karib Imru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei lamaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei t'kudsha b'richu le'olam min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran v'yama v'imromen Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imromen Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Well, listen, the people in Texas are really hurting. You can donate directly to the Jewish Federation's Emergency Relief Fund, and we have a connection. We have. You can go on our trending, and you can scroll down, and we can link you up to that. It's the Jewish Federations of North America. They have a fund, so we need to remember our fellow citizens who are suffering in Texas. And don't forget the people around here locally who need a little bit of assistance, food assistance. We collect food, non-perishables. You can come in anytime during the week, during business hours, and put some macaroni or canned peas or something like some tuna, canned tuna or something like that into one of our baskets. Torah study, tomorrow the Cantor's going to lead Torah study in a Shabbat service. Sunday morning, JLC with Miss Barbara. That's always fun. Nosh and Schmooze with Rachel Kaplan on Monday at noon. That's a Zoom. She does a great job. Now, I'm going to be away next week, not for the whole week, but for part of it, between Tuesday and Thursday. Rachel is going to handle the meditation. The Cantor is going to handle the tefillah on Thursday morning.
Okay.
And now, there will not be a Talmud class on Wednesday, but we'll resume it the week after. And coming events. Trivia night presented by the Brotherhood on Saturday, March 13th. First annual Sisterhood Passover raffle. I've bought 3 tickets already. Marilyn and we're big gamblers. We go to the nickel slots. You can't find the penny slots anymore. Let's see. Okay, live stream Seder dinner. I got. This is cool. I picked them up this afternoon. I got 200 Haggadahs.
Whoa.
200. I went to Publix and I begged. I said, please, I need 200. And they gave it, and they came in.
Wow.
And it was called today. So now you can, if you order a meal with us, and you're at home, and the Cantor and Ginger and Marilyn and I, on the second night, we're going to have a community Seder like we did. This is the second year in a row.
Unbelievable.
Isn't it unbelievable? But
wow.
we're going to. We had a
couple hundred people last year. So, and one of the things we send out you'll have your own Haggadah. So just there's so many things happening. Check our trending, and Bob and Dodie, thank you so much for the music, sponsoring the music tonight. You are the best. And the flowers, who sponsored the flowers? I don't know. Maybe the sisterhood. I don't know.
Well, these are the flowers from the bar mitzvah last week.
Really?
Yeah.
And look how nice they are.
Yeah.
You know what?
Because I remember it was the Marlins colors.
That's right. Here. I'll take one home for Marilyn.
Yeah.
Take one.
Yeah, it's the
take one of these
flowers are
carnations
so
home
good.
for Ginger.
Yeah.
Okay, bounces out with a nice.
Richie, you know what?
Nice
I know Richie knows every Jewish song. I changed my mind, Rich. I want to do dun 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 da 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 da. You know that one, Rich? All right. Okay, and I'm going to read what it is. This is on the bottom of page 673. This is from the prophet Isaiah, who we were talking about in my class for the last week or two. And this is one of the things that he said. Make your plans, they will be annulled. Scheme against us, it will be to no avail, for God is with us.
Do you know it says don't mess with Texas? I say don't mess with the Jews.
Absolutely
That's what
right.
I say.
Right? And it goes like this. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum, ki Immanuel. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum, ki Immanuel. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum, ki Immanuel. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum, ki Immanuel. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum, ki Immanuel. To wait a bit too far, dabru davar velo yakum, ki Immanuel.
Shabbat Shalom. And Agnes, I just want you to know, we're going to cut a piece of challah for our good friend Richie. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Thank you for letting us spend Shabbat evening with you and inviting us into your homes and you being in our home here in our sanctuary at Temple Bethel. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
See
Shalom.
you soon.
Okay. Toda rabah. Have a little peace. Oh, fine. Yeah. It happens. I have a question. Thursday morning,